Update naman mula sa pagputok ng Bulkang Kanlaon. Ating pag-uusapan kasama si FIVOLCS Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol. Dr. Toto, magandang tanghali po. Doc, nakamute po ata sila.
Yes, sorry po, magandang tanghali din po sa inyo, ma'am.
Dr. Toto, ano po ngayon ang sitwasyon ng Bulkang Kanlaon? At ano po yung volcanic activities na naitatala ninyo sa ngayon for the last 12 hours?
Okay, so after the eruption yesterday, hindi na po ito nasundan. So sana ganun na lamang. Sana hindi na ito maulit pa. But we are still closely monitoring the activity of Canlaon volcano. And since 12 a.m. today to 12 noon ngayon lang, we recorded 43 volcanic earthquakes.
Okay. Sir, matapos po itaas sa Alert Level 2 ang Bulkang Kanlaon, ano po ang inaasahang aktibidad ng bulkan sa mga susunod na oras?
We are looking at three scenarios. For first scenario, if the monitoring parameters are sustained or maintained, phreatic and short-lived explosive eruptions like what happened yesterday may occur within the next few days. And if this happens, we will maintain the alert level 2 until such time na the monitoring parameters would significantly change. Now, yung second scenario natin would be that if the seismic, ground deformation, and volcanic gas parameters would worsen or mas lalala pa, then magmatic eruption may happen. And if this happens, we will raise the alert level from alert level 2 to alert level 3. But if you look at the history, eruption history of Canlaon volcano since 1866 until yesterday, isang beses lamang nagkaroon ng magmatic eruption. That was in 1902. Karamihan ng eruption ng Canlaon volcano is phreatic eruption. Now, yung third scenario natin, yung mga monitoring parameters natin would decline. We will step down the alert level from alert level 2 to alert level 1 after sufficient observation has elapsed. So hindi kaagad natin yan ibababa, titingnan pa natin yung at least 2 weeks na sustained na pagbaba yung parameters.
Alright, para po mas maunawaan lang ng ating mga kababayan, ano po bang pagkakaiba nitong phreatic at magmatic eruption? Ito bang pagputok ng Canlaon ay classified as phreatic as you mentioned?
Okay, so yung phreatic eruption involves water coming into contact with hot volcanic materials, either hot gases or hot rocks, leading to an explosive steam. Yung magmatic eruption naman is driven by the release of magma and volcanic gases. So for now, yung nangyaring explosive eruption kahapon, hindi pa natin ma-classify if it's phreatic or magmatic or if it's a combination of both. We need to review the, again, we need more data. We need to analyze yung ash samples na binuga kahapon and check if may bagong magma or old materials yung binuga kahapon.
Okay. Sir, sa inyong pagbabantay at monitoring, ano-ano pong lugar ngayon ng Negros ang lubhang naapektuhan nitong pag-alboroto ng Bulkang Kanlaon? Sa ngayon po ba ay may ashfall at sulfuric smell pa din sa mga apektadong lugar?
Okay, so kahapon may mga sulfuric odor na report sa amin sa may Bago City, sa Bacolod, umabot po ng Bacolod, sa La Carlota City, sa La Castilla,
Tama ba?
at sa Canlaon City. Meron din ashfall sa na-report sa amin sa may Bago City, some of the barangays in Bago City, some of the barangays in La Carlota City, 2 barangays in La Castellana, and 3 barangays in Canlaon City. So ngayon, wala na pong na-report sa amin na sulfuric smell after the eruption yesterday, umulan. So madali na naman pong ma-dissipate yung sulfur dioxide kapag uulan.
Sir, follow-up lang po. Ano po ba ang epekto sa katawan kapag nakalanghap ng asupre?
Okay, so delikado po yung asupre or sulfur dioxide dahil ito ay acidic and may irritate the eyes, throat, and the respiratory tract. The severity, of course, would depend on how much gas concentrations and durations of exposure. So people who are particularly sensitive to sulfur dioxide are those yung may health conditions such as asthma, lung disease, and heart disease, yung mga matatanda, yung mga buntis at saka yung mga bata.
Sir, para lang po sa mga kaalaman ng lahat, no, kailan po ba ang huling pagputok ng Bulkang Kanlaon at ano po ang mga na-monitor sa mga huling pagputok nito?
Okay, so prior to yesterday, the last time it erupted was in December 2017. December 9, 2017, nagkaroon ng 4-kilometer eruption column. Yung kahapon, 5-kilometer eruption column, so hindi masyadong nagkakalayo. And also, it was followed on December 20, 2017. We recorded 412 volcanic earthquakes in 24 hours. Walang nakitang eruption column kasi it happened early morning, 2 a.m. and then obscured, cloudy. So walang nakitang eruption columns. Observe lang namin na merong 412 volcanic earthquakes.
Director Bacolcol, kasi di ba the past few months, last year, yung Mount Mayon, there's Mount Taal, and now Mount Canlaon. Are there any other volcanoes that we are monitoring? At konektado po ba ang mga ito?
Yung activity ng bawat vulkan ay independent. Hindi po sila, one activity will not affect another volcano. We are monitoring we have 24 active volcanoes and we are monitoring 10 of these 24 active volcanoes. And right now, 4 lamang ang may alert levels. We have Mayon Volcano, which is on alert level 1, Taal Volcano on alert level 1, Bulusan Volcano on alert level 1, and Canlaon Volcano, which is alert level 2.
Alright, so out of the 4 volcanoes, pinakamataas ngayon yung alert level ng Canlaon. Hanggang ilang level po ba yan? Alert level 1 to 5 po ba?
Yes, that's right. Sa Canlaon Volcano, hanggang alert level 5 po yan.
Alright, sir, mensahe o paalala nyo na lang po sa ating mga kababayan na apektado nitong Mount Canlaon eruption.
Okay, so reminders lang na sa ating mga kababayan living around Canlaon Volcano to observe the permanent danger zone, which is 4 kilometers from the crater of the volcano. Huwag pong pumasok sa loob to minimize risks from sudden explosion like what happened yesterday. Pwede rin magkaroon ng rockfall events and landslides. And reminder din sa ating mga kababayan to wear face, protect themselves from volcanic ash and volcanic gases.
Okay, maraming salamat po sa inyong oras, PHIVOLCS Director Dr. Teresito Bacolcol.